guy. Most people won't realize who your high school coach was, but tell us a story about it.
Well, I played for Press Maravich at Baldwin High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Press went on, of course, to coach at North Carolina State, at Clemson, and at LSU, and also his son, the famous Pistol Pete, were all a part of my high school coach-player relationships.
Lee, during your senior year, I thought that your team that you played on might have been one of the best in the country. Our club had played Ohio State, the eventual national champion, and I really felt you fellas were certainly in their class. But there was a different pressure situation during those days. You had to win or you were gone forever.
You had to win the tournament, and that affected our team all my years at North Carolina, because we always had fine preseason or regular season play. We were always ranked in the top 10. But coming into that tournament, we knew we had to win to go on. And as I reflect back on those days, we had in many ways probably a better team because we had more depth, but we didn't have the chemistry. And I was not able to duplicate the chemistry that Lenny Rosenbluth contributed to that national championship team.
Lee, you mentioned, of course, that you had two coaches. One in high school, Press Maravich, who everybody knows down this part of the country. The other guy was Frank McGuire, who was the head coach during your career. Tell us a little bit about Frank.
Well, Coach McGuire was just a big league professional type person. And he would have been a great pro coach because he knew the psychology of the game and the psychology of individuals. And he did very well with outstanding players.
Did that prepare you in some ways to go on and play in the NBA, where most people might not remember you were Rookie of the Year?
Well, I think, yes, playing in a tough league and playing in a good program prepared me for the NBA. The thing that I liked most about the NBA was the 24-second clock, and I was more of a transition-type player, so that game really suited my aptitudes better than the college game where we saw a lot of zones.
Lee, the players that you played with, the teams that you played with back in the late 50s, early 60s, were outstanding ball clubs. There's no question about it. What would happen if we could take those teams in the 60s and put them on the floor today in the ACC?
We really couldn't play with today's players. The size and quickness right across the board in today's game makes the teams of 20 years ago, frankly, non-competitive.
Fast Break Flashback is brought to you by Pepsi Cola.